Disney, the giant who built a mouse, is dead. Walt Disney, 65, who built a better mouse, died yesterday. The 20th century Aesop, who took the stuff from which fantasy and dreams are fashioned and wove them into a never-never world populated by Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Bambi, Dumbo, and hundreds of other beloved characters, died of cancer at St. Joseph Hospital in Burbank, California. The man they called the Mother Merlin, Father Goose, and one of the most creative geniuses in the entertainment history, underwent surgery for removal of a lung on November 21st, after doctors found a tumor that had resulted in abscesses. He had returned to the hospital for a post-operative checkup only a short time before his death. Walter Elias Disney was born in Chicago. He was stage struck as a boy, and it was inevitable that he should go to Hollywood, where he arrived in 1823 with a mismatched suit, a sweater, some drawing materials, and $40 donated to him by his brother Roy. Fame from all over. Walt was a struggling cartoonist, and the struggle was a long one. By the time he was through, he had won fame throughout the civilized world. Crowded off the walls of his office, spilling out into an adjoining trophy room were more than 700 awards, honors, and citations accorded him from all over the globe. These included 29 Oscars, 4 Emmys, the Irving Thalberg Award, the Presidential Freedom Medal, and the French Legion of Honor. And these honors failed to change this basically simple man who dined on hamburgers and chili at the studio commissary, where even the waitress called him Walt, and who would listen politely to dirty stories but not laugh, and who never went Hollywood. Always a family man. He spent most of his free time with his wife, Lillian, and their two married daughters, Mr. Ron Miller and Mrs. Ron Miller and Mrs. Robert Brown, to whom, along with brother Roy, he was devoted. His first professional love was Mickey Mouse. I fathered him when he was called Mortimer Mouse, he once told the news, and he was my firstborn and the means by which I ultimately achieved all the other things I ever did, from Snow White to Disneyland. Mickey made his debut in October 1928 and was an immediate success. Mickey's first voice was that of his creator. Disney followed up with Donald Duck simply because Mickey was a sweet, gentle character and Disney couldn't bear to have him to do anything bad. So he invented the full-tempered, bumptious Donald. They were created in a tiny studio rented with the help of Roy Disney, who left a banking business and career to help launch the great talent he always knew his brother had. But Mickey and Donald outgrew the little studio. Soon they were known in every corner of the world. Mickey's piping voice, and Donald's quacking rasp were translated into scores of languages. Now that he had money to play with, Disney really lets his imagination loose. The first of nearly 100 full-length features, and the most durable, was Enchanting Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Walt Disney once told me, "There is never a moment where Snow White isn't being shown somewhere in the world. She will live on long after I'm gone." There followed other great classics: Pinocchio, Cinderella, Treasure Island, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Robin Hood, Sleeping Beauty, Kidnapped, Swiss Family Robinson, and his most recent hit, Mary Poppins. In addition to his other accomplishments, Disney created several exhibits for the recent New York World's Fair. The most impressive of these was the Lincoln figure in the Illinois Pavilion, which moved, talked, and so closely resembled a human that figures were silent with awe. Disney actually lived in this world of lugubrious dragons, frisky chipmunks, soft-eyed deer, and dancing mushrooms. The money he made was to him merely the starting point for yet another production. He never asked how much something would cost, he just asked his brother Roy if it could be done, and Roy would sigh and tell him to go ahead. He was not a businessman, but at his death, it is almost impossible to estimate how much money he leaves behind. Disney was a stubborn nonconformist who brought his dreams to reality by sheer willpower. He popularized nature films such as Living Desert. He expanded into adventure, comedy, and musical films, and he became a mainstay of television. His Disneyland became a model for amusement parks everywhere. In the 1965 annual report to shareholders and employees of Walt Disney Production, be noted. We're interested in doing things that are fun, in bringing pleasure and especially laughter to people. And this was what Disney was the most interested in, bringing laughter to people through Happy and Grumpy of Snow White, the Three Little Pigs, and the rest. Cunningly, he inserted wisdom and culture too, as in his Fantasia. Disney most often wore rumpled grey socks and a sweater. He was a well-built man of immediate height, with a grey moustache and a furrowed brow. He liked to think he was always an amiable man and sometimes was surprised to find out he has been snapping at an employee, usually because the employee's efforts were just a shady side of perfection. At the time of his death, Disney was involved in his most ambitious project to date, Disney World at Orlando, Florida. In his latest film, Follow Me Boys, there is an unwritten goodbye to the world who loved him. He starts out with Walt saying, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry I can't be with you tonight. We're sorry too.